So Trump just announced the strategic reserve. Well, not officially, and I'll get to that in a second, but hinting at what coins he will be adding. And everybody's holdings pretty much went up over the last 24 hours. Right here, David Sachs says that Trump announced a crypto strategic reserve consisting of Bitcoin and other top cryptocurrencies. Now, I want to go into what I think about this, what I think Trump's actual plan is for this. Is this the beginning of the second wave of the bull market or the true altcoin season? And just kind of overall what I think the strategy is here. And do I think that altcoins should even be in the strategic reserve? Well, going back to this tweet from David Sachs, he says this is consistent with his 1-week executive order, keeping his promise to make the U.S. the crypto capital of the world. More to come at the summit. Now, this is the summit happening this Friday. This is the crypto summit with Trump, David Sachs, Bo Hines, other people, and most likely, my guess is they will officially make this announcement. But this is pretty darn official. So right here, these are the tweets. Donald Trump says the U.S. crypto reserve will include XRP, Solana, and ADA, which I thought was kind of weird. Like, why did he pick those, right? I've been talking about on the station for a while. He wants to elevate America-made coins. He wants to bring back jobs to America, and therefore he wants to make American crypto coins or coins that are created in the U.S. or founded in the U.S. or structured in the U.S. He wants to make those go up higher. I will be talking a lot more about the coins that I like made in the USA, so subscribe if you want to know what I think about those. But he then says, obviously Bitcoin and ETH. I also love Bitcoin and Ethereum. Thought that was pretty funny. Like somebody texted Donald Trump being like, yo, you forgot about Bitcoin and Ethereum. Do you realize that you just massively moved the market on 3 coins and 3 coins only? So I want to go to this right here. This is Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, who, he's a smart guy. He says, excited to learn more about this executive order, still forming an opinion on asset allocation. But my thinking is, 1, just Bitcoin would probably be the best option, simplest and clear story as a successor to gold. He says if folks wanted more variety, you could do a market cap weighted index of crypto assets to keep it unbiased, but probably option number 1 is easiest. So the CEO of Coinbase, and Coinbase again lists a lot of meme coins. They are an altcoin market casino, right? They are not a Bitcoin only company by any means. He is saying, Brian Armstrong is saying that probably just sticking to Bitcoin would make the most sense. And I tend to agree with him because Bitcoin is different than every other coin. Nick Newman here says the only crypto asset that makes any logical sense whatsoever as part of a country's strategic reserve is Bitcoin. You keep a reserve of finite supply assets because of their scarcity. Infinite supply digital assets, especially ones with zero utility, do not fit the bill. Now, Nick Newman is, I believe you would call him a Bitcoin maximalist, right? So it's Bitcoin and then everything else is a shitcoin. But he does have a point. Keeping a reserve of finite supply of assets makes sense. And if you're curious, the US has other strategic reserves: petroleum, rare earth elements, helium, food and agriculture, medical supplies, gold, obviously, uranium, and nuclear materials. But then I asked Grok, what about cheese? Well, there is a US stockpile of cheese worth about $1 billion or so at its peak in 1983. So should everything that the US holds just be a limited supply asset? Well, some people believe that it should be. So I want to tell you what I think it should be in just a second. And again, is this the beginning of altcoin season? But first, Jesse Myers says why he thinks Bitcoin should be the only thing worth holding. Right here, altcoins need a marketing budget and leadership team to catch up to Bitcoin, which renders them centralized and inviable. So the fact that these other altcoins are centralized and they require a marketing budget and a leadership team, Jesse thinks that makes them inviable for the strategic reserve. And right here, Naval, very smart guy, he said the US taxpayer should not be exit liquidity for cryptocurrencies that are decentralized in name only. Essentially, cryptocurrencies that are not actually decentralized, saying the US taxpayer should not be exit liquidity for these, right? Naval says if it has a lobbyist, it is not decentralized. But this is my kind of take of what I think is going to happen. Trump usually starts out his negotiations, right? Because this is sort of a negotiation. He can't just decide unilaterally what the strategic reserve will be. I believe he has to convince Congress or other people. Usually Trump starts out making some outlandish claim, something that is way too extreme than what he usually wants, right? Art of the deal, whatever. I think he wrote the book, right? So he starts out by saying, we're going to add Solana, we're going to add ADA, and we're going to add Ethereum, and we're going to add, all these other coins, right? My guess is that Trump will just pull it back and say, well, Bitcoin is good enough. We don't need to do ADA, Solana, and XRP. We can just do Bitcoin. So that could be his tactic to get just the Bitcoin reserve passed. Because why would you stop at just XRP, which pumped 24% over the last 24 hours? Why would you stop at just Solana, up 19%, and Cardano, up 61% over the last 24 hours? Why wouldn't he then just decide to add Dogecoin or Trump coin or any other coin, right? Why is he choosing, or why did he choose to say these 3 coins? There are a lot of other made in America coins out there that I've talked about in previous videos, but I'll also talk about in future videos. So subscribe if you want to get those videos. But why would he stop at just these 3? Is it a marketing budget? Is it that they got pressured, or Trump got pressured to share these on his Twitter or X or Truth Social or whatever? So my guess is that he's using this as a leverage tactic to then say, all right, let's just do Bitcoin reserve. Because I think that he knows that Bitcoin is probably the only one that really makes sense to be in the strategic reserve. If not, why not add his own coin? Why not add Melania? Why not add, again, Dogecoin? Dogecoin should be in the strategic reserve, over a lot of these other coins, right? There's not really any reason not to add other coins. So is this the beginning of true altcoin season? Well, I wouldn't really take any directional leverage bets right now. I would not be taking leverage right now. We are still in, or Bitcoin is still in, this lovely zone that we've been in for the last 3 months, right? We had the dip down to, I guess, $78,000. And, now we're just back to where we were not too long ago. With this latest pump, Bitcoin is back above the bull market support band. But again, we are still in this range like we've been in since early November. Most of the charts, this one looking at total 3, we are in the same range as where we were before. Bitcoin dominance really is just where we were not too long ago. So this could be another trap to get people to heavily go long on Bitcoin and altcoins. And basically that's what happened, right? So there was $846 million of wrecked people. And that's what happens when people think that they know the direction or they know where things are going to go. We see more people going long, essentially betting that the price will go higher. And usually that's not a great idea because one wick can wipe people out here. And if you are trading on BTCC, Coinbase, wherever you want to trade, crypto.com exchange, once you get your trade, or once your trade goes through, I really encourage you to take it off exchanges, right? We saw the Bybit hack literally last week. People's accounts were not affected, thankfully, but if you are trading on BTCC or another exchange, you definitely want to remove that and bring it to a hardware wallet. But if you do want a first-time deposit bonus with BTCC, you can use my link below and you're going to get up to $10,055 if you want to do so. I've also been a user of crypto.com for a very long time. Like way back in 2020, I got their debit card. And finally, for US users, their exchange opened up. And it is a really, really good exchange. They have all of these cool features as well. Or if you want to be boring like myself, you can primarily just trade on spot, right? So these are all the trading pairs, very similar to BTCC. But if you want to use my link and get access to crypto.com and the exchange, maybe pick up a debit card, you can go ahead and do so. Right now, the price for Crow is up 23%. So this one got a really, really big pump over the last day. So is this the beginning of the beloved altcoin season? Well, I think we need to wait until Friday after the crypto summit with Trump, Bo Hines, David Sachs. And I'm really curious if they officially announce something there. If they put something in writing, maybe they'll do what Cynthia Loomis said and buy several million Bitcoin, or even what RFK Jr. said, adding millions of Bitcoin over the course of a few years to the US Strategic Reserve. If something like that happened, Bitcoin is going to rip to the moon, and in my opinion, altcoins will follow. But we could see a red day any day. It could be now when you're watching this, it could be the next day or the next day. This market is still really, really volatile. There's a lot of other economic things happening, including the interest rates, what's going on with the Ukraine, hopefully no escalation there, and also quantitative tightening. When will they end that? There's a lot of other factors at play here. So personally, if you bought during the last couple days when things were lower, congratulations. If it were me, I would probably take some profits from those gains because we just don't know what's going to happen. And I think after Friday, we will have a lot more clarity after this conference. So that is it for the video, guys. Hope you're well. Till next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.